Hello there everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm going to talk about Tom Stone. You're probably wondering, who the hell is this guy? Why should we care? Well, he's director Grace Interactive Entertainment. He works as the director in the Grace Interactive Entertainment stuff. Anyway, so let's talk about his about. Starting working in games industries in 1993 at EA Games, right? Part of the team to have built FIFA Soccer. Worked on the first Harry Potter game as MDEAUK Studios. Okay. Started Giant Interactive Entertainment with Jonathan Smith in 2003 and had the idea that Lego and Star Wars might make an excellent video game. Co-creator of TT Games that went on to build a Lego-based series of games, was lucky enough to be part of the pandemic journey as they joined TT Games in late 2016. Now chairman of Future Lab in Brighton, UK. In addition, work with Greg Richardson and team at Gino Capital Partners based out of San Francisco. So he worked as a managing director, a chairman, a managing director on TT Games. So this is very, very interesting. Let's talk about that. Obviously, from March 2003 to October 2020. So 17 years and 8 months. That's insane. That's almost my age. So there we go. So he said, we are launching a new game studio. We're thrilled to announce the launch of a new studio based in Manchester with a mission to become a world-leading developer and publisher of magical gaming experiences for young gamers and their families. Our first game will bring life as well loved and globally renowned IP. We can't wait to share more details about this partnership and the studio itself in the coming weeks. So in Manchester, there's also this other video game brand called 1010 Games. Yeah, 1010 Games, starting a fresh new studio. We felt it was imperative to establish and ingrain our values within 1010's foundation. We believe that our people are our best asset. Therefore, we wanted to ensure we provided the culture where our team felt empowered and could see career longevity within the studio. Right. So there we go. Who are 1010 Games? Well, they just made the Funko Fusion game, so that's really interesting. And all these characters you see here are IP characters, franchise characters. So who do we have here? We have Owen Grady from Jurassic World. We have a dinosaur from Jurassic World. We have obviously Miss Flowers from Scott Pilgrim. We have He-Man. We have Shaun from Shaun of the Dead. We have Five Nights at Freddy's Freddy. There we go. We also have, I guess it is Angel from Hot Fuzz. So there we go. We also have Invincible. We all have the shark from Jaws. We have Skeletor, and we have the Umbrella Academy. I think that's kind of John Wick, I think, with the long beard and the long hair. We have, I think it's Voltron or maybe something from Power Rangers. So there we go. And yeah, bunch of really interesting stuff. Obviously also the DeLorean from Back to the Future and many, many other characters too. So why do I want to talk about this? Well, let's see here. So obviously Tom Stone is a person who makes games, right? And that's the thing, because right now, we have a few Lego games coming up. So the first one, obviously, being the Lego Batman, obviously the Legacy of the Dark Knight game, which will focus on Batman and his journey, with obviously inspiration or, kind of inspired by the Dark Knight itself, the film trilogy from Nolan, and the Batman from Matt Reeves, but also some other things too. And that's the thing, because we've been waiting so long for a brand new Lego game. Obviously, I was wondering which, obviously, developers are also creating Lego games right now. Because, I think like a few years ago, Lego released 2 games a year. That's insane. But obviously, I know that the rights of the films are scattered from Warner Brothers. Now they own, or they're owned by Paramount, I think. So there we go. But I'm not quite sure if the games, so the Lego game IPs, franchises, are also licensed under a developer. I'm not quite sure. TT Games have been the ultimate maker of Lego games. Obviously, they made a bunch of games, and that's really good. But now, right now, we have also other games made by other companies which is really interesting. Legacy of the Dark Knight, I think, is made by TT Games, but I'm not quite sure. I could be wrong, but obviously we also have Lego Fortnite. Obviously, that's another thing, right? Lego Fortnite just has characters from Lego appearing in the game, which is really nice. And the thing is, obviously, let's see here. So the culture from the 1010 games. Oh, yeah, there we go. We have as amazing as having a career in games can be. We encourage everyone to have a life outside of work. One of our first opportunities or priorities was to set up hybrid working and have anti-crunch culture. We want to drive away from the historic industry standard of crunch and allow our team to have a wealthy work-life balance. We have now successfully developed and submitted our first game, Funko Fusion, with no crunch and proved hopefully to the other studios too that it's entirely possible. So there we go, learning and development. We want our team to have a long and prosperous career here at 1010. Very early into establishing the studio, we created our learning and development initiative with the aim of creating a pathway for everyone to work towards with their ultimate career goal. Whether that is reaching their first promotion, aspiring to become a lead, or trialing a different department, we work with each individual through quarterly or biannually development reviews to establish their wants, needs, and how their manager can be their progression. Yeah, right. Yeah. All right, cool. So let's see here. The thing is, we also have brand new information from Tom Stone. 20 years ago, we released our first game in the LEGO series of video games, LEGO Star Wars. I would like to mark this moment by thanking every single person who has been involved in creation, development, publishing, marketing, and distribution of the LEGO game series of the years. I would also like to give a special out to everyone who played these games. Thank you. We are now looking forward to our next adventures. More news soon. So the thing is, his studio are looking right now, obviously, for head of design, design director, lead programmers, lead artists, and obviously artists in general. So there we go. We already have a core team of industry veterans who have worked on the same of the most successful video games of the past 20 years, and we're looking for passionate, talented people to join the adventure. So there we go. The thing is, why I wanted to make this video. I really find the development of video games, especially LEGO games, very interesting. Obviously, future LEGO game ideas include more cinematic, story-driven experiences. Obviously, like the new LEGO Batman: The Legacy of the Dark Knight video game, which incorporates Arkham-style combat and focuses on a deep dive into the Batman franchise. Other possibilities, obviously, include genre-expanding titles like LEGO Fortnite for survival crafting, racing games such as a Fast and the Furious kind of video game. There was this racing car video game a while ago from Lego that was really interesting. So, and ambitious RPGs or strategy games that could leverage the diverse Lego universe. Obviously, our popular IPs are most well known, I guess, for these Lego games. Obviously, every single Lego game is an IP or a franchise, but obviously some of them are also original, like obviously Lego Dimensions, which obviously crosses over between different obviously franchises, which is really nice, and obviously it's my favorite game so far. So there we go. And my obviously favorite Lego experience that I actually had with a Lego game. So my favorite experience that I had with a Lego game, which is really nice. So ideas based on existing and upcoming Lego games. Obviously, Lego Batman: Legacy of the Dark Knight. This game will be an action adventure focusing on the history of Batman and incorporating gameplay elements from the Arkham series. Obviously, Lego Fortnite, a survival crafting game set in the Fortnite universe, showcasing the potential for Lego in different genres beyond action adventure. There are possibilities and rumors that obviously Harry Potter will get another game coming soon, combining the magical worlds of the films into one comprehensive experience would offer a rich environment for gameplay and exploration. We also have kind of like other ideas, like people want to see, like for some reason, Fast and the Furious, a racing title combining the speed of the movies with Lego's action adventure elements, possibly incorporating the Spy Racers spin-off. But I think that wouldn't really, sell well with some audiences. I'm not quite sure. Obviously, Star Trek and other science fiction franchises like Doctor Who also have a big, universe to explore there. A grand adventure RPG with deep gameplay systems building on the success of the Lego Skywalker saga, which could be interesting. Obviously, Future games could lean into the deeper RPG mechanics or strategic gameplay, moving beyond the typical action adventure formula. So obviously, I'm a really big fan. I've recently been, into video games, been playing Fallout 4 very, enthusiastically, and I just want to, find out how these games are actually made and who is behind them or who the people are behind them, right? So developers and obviously game creatives, they put a lot of work into them, and I really appreciate that. And I just like the things that I like, for example, films and video games and TV series and music. I want to see how the artists or the creatives behind that come up with the idea. It's kind of like behind the scenes almost, but I just love talking about my things that I really like, and I just break down and dive deeper into what makes the things that I like, you know, the things that I like. You know what I mean? So obviously these games, Lego games, have been a part of my childhood and still are very very beloved to me, and I just like to dive deeper into who made them and what their goals were with it. So there we go. All right. So what did we learn from this video? Well, I just would love to see another brand new video game. Obviously, the Lego Batman movie, no, the Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knights video game is coming 2026, so next year. And a lot of people are looking forward to it, and myself included, obviously, because it's a kind of like a soft reboot of the Lego Batman franchise video games. So Lego Batman 1, 2, and 3. Obviously, we had the Lego DC Supervillains, but that was kind of like a spin-off video game of that same universe. But now we're having a brand new Lego Batman, I guess a rebooted universe, which is kind of really interesting. I'm not quite sure if it's going to be a standalone game or maybe years later. Obviously, we'll get another sequel to that game. I just want to see more different Lego video games. I'm not quite sure. Especially the ones that obviously I play on console. So, for example, I'm watching or I'm looking at my Lego games right now. So I see Lego Dimensions, Lego DC Supervillains, I see Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. They should make a Lego Marvel Superheroes 3. You have the possibility to, I guess, include other characters. Obviously, in the first game, you had the Fantastic Four and the X-Men. The second game, you had kind of like every single character from the multiverse. So Spider-Man 2099, Maestro, and maybe in the third game, we can get the Eternals. Who else? We can get Sam Wilson's Captain America. We can get the Thunderbolts, right? These are characters I really want to see in Lego games somehow. So we also have Lego Avengers, right? So there we go. We can also, take the MCU films, which are, I think, 37 right now. So there we go. Are coming up 37, right? So 37 films you can make, a video game out of, which is kind of really interesting. And maybe you can actually work that out, right? You have one level for the Captain America film or the first one, then you have one for example, Iron Man, or one for, I don't know. But these ones are 30. Yeah, I'm not quite sure how you'll do it, but like 37 different levels. That's quite a lot. But maybe they work with trilogies. They work with, I'm not quite sure, to be honest. So that would be very interesting to see. But that's a big, gigantic universe to explore. Obviously, you also have TV series and shows. So yeah, like Moon Knight and Miss Marvel. I'm not quite sure how you'll introduce those, but like the MCU looks of these characters could be very cool and interesting to see. So there we go. Obviously, we have Lego Harry Potter, Lego Marvel. They can make games out of Lego Batman 2. So, yeah, alright, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comment section below what Lego video game you want to see. And I guess that's pretty much it for me today, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will check you later. Goodbye, everyone.